Award season is here. It's always about award season, and we're going to be talking about more award season today, as well as If Beale Street Could Talk and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
So, Spider-Man. Yes, Spider-Man is in theaters today. It's already making a lot of money from yesterday's box office preview. I, of course, am Scott Menzel, and this is LAOFCS Weekly. I am joined today by Jana. Jana, where can the wonderful people find you?
At Jana at Twitter, at Jana on Camera. And I have my own blog, janaoncamera.com, and on Instagram, Jana on Camera. And I'm Jana Nascimento Nagase.
There you go. Jana on Camera. Make sure you follow her. She's wonderful. We love having her on, and she, of course, is a member of the organization. And one who I want to just say on air, like, I appreciate your dedication and your loyalty to making sure that you see, like, every single movie, even though you have a full-time job, even though you have a family and a kid. Thank you for your dedication.
No, thank you so much for having me here today again, once more. And no, it's a pleasure to be part of the group. And of course, I love movies, so I need to dedicate myself to watch them. Even though, as you said, I have a full-time job, and then I also have a family and a kid.
Yes, I have so much respect for you for doing so much. I don't know how you do it, because I struggle with it, and I only have a wife and 2 doggies.
I don't know either, but we do it.
Yeah. So we want to open up today's show doing the movie pick of the week, because last week we had the special episode where we had Peter Hedges in the studio, and then we also did our own award winners. And we didn't really do a movie pick of the week, which was Ben is Back, so that was very fitting since Peter Hedges was here. But this week, there's a little bit of a battle between us critics, and we're going back and forth between If Beale Street Could Talk and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Let's start off with If Beale Street Could Talk. Jana, what were your initial thoughts on this?
Okay, when I watched the movie, I thought, I didn't like. I was expecting so much more. And don't get me wrong, I love a Moonlight, and I don't know, I wasn't expecting something similar, but something closer to that feeling that I felt that moment. For me, it didn't work. I love the new actress, Kiki, I forgot her last name.
Kiki Lane.
Kiki Lane. She's super cute on camera. She's beautiful on camera, and the actor too, but the move itself didn't do anything. I thought that it was boring, and as we spoke about before, a little bit before, it was a story already that someone already told before.
Yeah. I saw this at the Toronto International Film Festival, and it's interesting because at a film festival there's always this buzz that comes out of movies, and it's always interesting to see how well that holds up throughout the rest of award season and throughout the year if you're like talking about Sundance. And I didn't go to the first screening, and everyone was talking about this movie. It's all I kept hearing about. It's like, oh, you gotta see If Beale Street Could Talk. It's gonna make you cry. You're gonna be heartbroken. And I watched it, and I appreciated what it was going for. It's a beautiful story of Black love. It's all about like the justice system and how flawed it is, and the struggles of family and social class, and it's very poetic, but it's so slow, and it's just nothing much happens, and it just keeps going and going, and it has moments of what I like to call like performance moments or performance pieces, where like Regina King, who has been the talk of award season this year, where she says a line or she delivers a speech, and you're like, oh yeah, that's the Oscar moment. And that's how I felt about like some parts of this movie. But when you put the movie together as a whole,
doesn't work.
It leaves so much more to be desired.
Yeah, I agree with you. There are some beautiful moments, like the cinematography. I think it's beautiful. It's well shot, but and that's it. And then like those are like isolate stuff. It's not everything together. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's there's certain pieces of the puzzle that work, but then when you put the puzzle together, there's a piece missing and you don't know what it is exactly.
yes, but that was, and I was very surprised that I with myself that I didn't like it, and but aside from that, everybody else is liking it, but not us.
Yeah,
think.
it's it's one of these movies. There's been quite a few this year where I felt like the movie's been fine. Like I don't dislike this movie. I get what it's going for. I appreciate it. You were mentioning that it reminds you of another film. Another movie that it reminded me of almost instantly was a movie called Crown Heights with Lakeith Stanfield. Very similar in terms of like the themes and just the entire kind of like storyline was very similar. And a movie that didn't really have much of an audience last year. I wanted it to wow me, and I wanted Widows to wow me, and I kind of walked out of these movies, and I was just like, they're fine. Like I can appreciate parts of them, but it's not something that I would go to bat for and say like, you need to see this. But with that being said, you and I are not the vocal points of the awards this week here, and this movie did win the movie pick of the week. I feel a lot of people really like this movie. It was very close between this movie and Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse. I think if Into the Spider-Verse came out on any other week, it would have won. But I know there's a lot of push for this movie, and a lot of people seen stuff in this movie that we didn't connect with.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about movies, just to say that. There's no disagreement, there's disagreement, but it's opinion, and everyone has one.
Exactly.
So if you love it, you love it, but me and Jana did not.
Yeah, movies are like that. I always tell people, that's my opinion. You should watch the movie and check yourself to see if you like it or not.
Yeah, and I mean, there's the other thing what's interesting about film criticism that I would love to talk about is people forget that movies connect with certain people because of themes and topics that are being explored. And I feel like the topic of race has been a very big hot button conversation this year. I mean, we've had Blind Spotting, we've had even Black Panther in certain regards, Black Klansman, Hate You Give. I mean, this movie, there's been a lot of films that talked about it. And some of those movies have worked really, really well for me, and I've connected with them and I've understood everything. And then some of the other movies, I know Blind Spotting's another one where we disagree with the masses about. Like, it just, something works. It's subjective. And sometimes you connect, and it doesn't mean that it's bad. And I do want to just say one last thing is, people need to realize with film criticism that unless a movie is like really getting like hate, and I mean like, I'm talking about, I hate to keep using Rotten Tomatoes as an example, but like, if it's like somewhere between a 15 to like a 0%, you might want to proceed with caution. But if a movie has somewhere between like 30 and 60, it's really a potluck.
Yeah.
Like, you could really like it. Bohemian Rhapsody is a perfect example. I know you loved it.
I loved it. Of course, after like I rewatch it, and then I see some like little issues here and there, but with the story itself, not with the whole production. You know what I mean? Just the story that doesn't connect. But I love it. And some people just, no, that's not for me. I don't like it. It's really bad. So
yeah. So I mean, this is the great thing. Like we're here, critics are here to kind of like maybe persuade you one way or another, but you should always follow your own gut instincts. If you feel like you're really going to like something, take the risk. Go see it. Support the film. A lot of these movies, they're not getting a lot of love. Even the ones that are being praised by critics, Hate You Give, I think has like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, and like it barely anyone saw it. So, I mean,
which is a great movie.
Yeah, which people need to see. So I just wanted to say that. The other movie that was like the runner up that we've been like it was going back and forth all throughout the week is Spider-Man, of course, Into the Spider-Verse, which is now the tables are going to be turned. Jana, what did you think?
I love it. And you know, when I left the screening, I watched with my son, and then we look at each other like whoa, that's so good. That's good. We love it. I love it. I think there's the stuff that were made, the art, the animation, the way that they did. It's not just computer based. You know, it's like they have the artists doing it, and then you can see that on screen. And that was the part that was amazed me like the most. Like for me, it's one of the best animations of this year.
Yeah. I think it's funny you point that out, because when I look at an animated movie nowadays, you know, they're all, not all of them, but like 90% of them are like this computer generated animation. And, you know, when it came out with the original Toy Story, it was revolutionary. And as time went on, yes, you appreciate it. They perfected it. It's been great. But when you see a movie like Spider-Man, or even a movie like Isle of Dogs, which is like stop motion animation, which I think is still one of the finest art forms out there that is criminally underused and underappreciated. You know, you have to appreciate films that take that risk and use these rare art forms. And with Spider-Man, I like the animation in Spider-Man so much that it actually elevated the movie for me. The movie, to me, I can take it or leave it. It's the first half of the movie when it's just doing the jokey stuff about Spider-Man. I wasn't that big of a fan. It's the second half when they started introducing all the different Spider-Man characters. I got on board with it. But what I was always on board with is the visual style, and to take the regular hand-drawn animation and and work it in with computer-generated animation and blend the two together. That was brilliant. So the fact that the movie actually looked like it was in 3D without being in 3D.
Yeah, it is. And then there was a moment that I was like, oh, that's out of focus. What is that? There's like, they forgot to give us the goggles. I was like, no, oh no. And then when we start like doing your research and then talk, and then I talked to someone like one of the guys that did the comic, like the part of the comic, that like drawing. Then you understand more how much they put in this movie. They've been working on this for the last like 2 years, and it's like, and I thought, whoa, like it's like, for me, it's phenomenal. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and this was of course done by Chris and Lloyd Miller.
Yeah.
Who've done the Lego movies. They're also responsible for 21 Jump Street. You know, these guys have a way of taking something that feels kind of dated and adding something new to it. I think and either if you don't always have to like everything that they do. I mean, the Lego movie, for some people, think it's a little overrated, but you know, you can't not say that the movie's creative and it's different and it's unique. And that's what they bring to Spider-Man. It felt, there's something refreshing about this, even though it is a Spider-Man story, but it's refreshing.
No, it is. And then bringing out these different dimensions, those different Spider-Mans, like different spider people, and even animals, and putting them together. And I think that was great. And even Peter Park, the way that they took him in a different, it's kind of, I think it's genius. I don't know. I don't know. I just love it. I can't stop talking.
No, it's great. I mean, I agree. I mean, people have been dying for this Miles Morales version of Spider-Man for so long. And I wonder if this is going to be the breaking point when this movie makes so much money at the box office, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to make a ton of money. Yeah. This is going to be the movie that's going to it's going to start rolling out this weekend. It's going to be out until January or February of next year. People are going to go see this movie over and over again. It's going to have such a powerhouse at the box office that I'm almost hoping now that they see that this worked, that they'll actually consider doing a Miles Morales real life Spider-Man as opposed to doing an animated version.
Yeah, maybe. But do you think it'll work?
I think so. I mean, I think we've grown. I mean, it's kind of hard to say right now because Tom Holland just came in for Spider-Man, and they're doing all the storyline with that. But I can see in maybe a year or two they can kind of shift away from that and put him in place.
Yeah.
And it would be great. I think fans would really, really like it. The one thing that I think Marvel is doing such an incredible job, even though I don't agree that every Marvel movie is a masterpiece, is that they're slowly incorporating all these different like superhero stories. We have Captain Marvel coming out. We had Black Panther this year. These different backgrounds and races coming together into this universe, I think is going to be really great. And with how well Black Panther did, I think Sony would be very like surprised if they didn't like look at this and they say, you know what, maybe we should maybe we should follow suit. So
yeah, I don't know.
So congratulations to If Beale Street Could Talk for being the movie pick of the week. We will be tweeting out a little bit with the logo and everything, just congratulating the film. Like I said, if you have interest in that movie, go out and see it. If you're a fan of superhero movies or if you're a fan of animation in general, I would also recommend Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse this weekend.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. So, we just wanted to do this episode. It's kind of interesting because we're coming up. We have one more show next week, and we've been focusing a lot on like best picture categories or best actor, best director, whatever. I just wanted to take this time, and it's just Jana and I today, but we wanted to talk just about our general thoughts of award season so far, and what we think of these movies that are being put up for best picture and best actor, and Let's just start there. With all the talk that's been out right now, what movies are you shocked that, or you just disagree that should not be on these lists?
Oh my God. Don't get me started. Okay, 1. Mary Poppins Returns. I have all respect for Mary Poppins. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think that movie should be on the best picture list. I don't know. There's something about the movie that I just don't agree that it will be there. It should be there. Should be there. Other movies. Yeah. No, Mary Poppins Returns. It's a good movie. Okay, I think it's well done. Emily Blunt did a really really good job there, but not for that.
Yeah, I mean.
There's always a but.
I've shared my feelings on this multiple times. As someone who absolutely adores and loves musicals, Mary Poppins Returns is a weak musical. The music numbers are not catchy. The music is instantly forgettable. You walk out of the theater. I mean, I don't know any song that was in this movie. I don't know any lyrics to any of the songs that was in it. And I love Lin-Manuel. I love Emily Blunt. Don't take this the wrong way. You guys did the best you can with that movie, and you poured your heart and souls into it. You feel like you're bringing something unique to life. It's just the movie itself feels so uninspired. It just feels like it's a joke that I've been making, but I'm going to say it on air today because the movie's coming out. It feels like a Mary Poppins sequel where they didn't have the rights to Mary Poppins, where it's like, all right, so it's a chimney sweep. Here he's a lamplighter. It's like Spoonful of Sugar turns into another song that's less catchy and less amusing. There's a whole storyline about like this bowl that they bring up to Meryl Streep's character, which serves zero purpose in the movie because the bowl never resurfaces in the movie and doesn't have any plot.
Exactly.
There's Let's Go Fly a Kite is turned into a balloon. It's such a like. It feels like one of those direct-to-DVD movies where they're like, okay, we love this one, but we don't have the budget, we don't have the rights, so we're going to take things, we're going to twist it around.
Yeah, which I don't get it.
And
you
it's
know what I mean?
boring.
It's boring. It's boring. That was boring. This is another one that I watched with my son. He's my little critic. So he looked at me like, Mommy, it's boring. It's kind of it's not catchy for kids. I don't know why he didn't like it. Maybe another kid will love it, but it's not. It's not. And then I want to see more of Mary Poppins.
Yes.
And I think I saw less her and more Lynn Miranda's character. And I don't know. I don't know why I have that
No, a lot of people are feeling that. I think the funny thing right now is that if you look at the general reviews on this, and this is why it's important to actually read and look at everything, not just go to one website and look at a score, because if you actually read the content, a lot of people are saying that the movie is only okay. It's like you got a choice. You can either put it as good or bad. And I mean, pressure on. Most movies, and I've been saying this, fall in that middle ground where they're okay. They're so-so. They're fine. And I think if you look at a lot of the voices that have been talking about this movie, a lot of people have said it's fine.
It's fine, but got a lot of
nominations.
nominations.
I know.
Not just for Best Picture. They got other nominations, which I was okay, but not Best Picture. But got a lot of nominations. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
People like that.
It's very surprising. A movie that's on this list that I know you and it's funny. We didn't plan this, that we would agree on these things. Is First Man.
First Man.
I mean, it's funny because this movie, like, it died. And then, like, somehow it got, like, 2 nominations somewhere. I think it was the Golden Globes gave it 2 nominations. It was Claire Foy got it for Best Supporting Actress, and then it got Best Score there. And then it slowly came up, and then the Critics' Choice, it came out of the Critics' Choice, and it's like, it's there. And then I'm shocked. I'm shocked because
Me too.
This, not only is this movie like okay again, it's such a mixed bag. It's a technical marvel when you look at the visual sides of things. When you
It's
take
wonderful. It's like stunning. Like it's one of the best. Like I was like, wow, it is a wall for that part off.
Yeah, I get it. But then, like, when you look at the story and you look at the acting and how wooden the performances are, it's just. I know, and like people like, I know people. Everyone's like, you're supposed to be that way, stoic. It's just, it doesn't make for a good movie, okay? And I know that this movie took some liberties. If you haven't seen the movie, the last 5 to 10 minutes, I'm sure, was a very big liberty that they took. But you know, this movie, it's amazing because I thought it was really dead in the water, and the fact that it has this
nobody
resurgence.
was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
just
very
surface.
strange. It's very strange.
Yeah, it came from space.
Yeah, it really did. It came back from space. What's another one that you think like you can't believe it's on here?
Here?
Yeah, or no, anywhere, just in general.
Okay, in general. Okay, I love the movie. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Roma.
Okay.
I liked it, but I think there is a little problem with the script, which doesn't exist. So, yeah, it's the only. I don't think it should be a Best Picture, because I think when you see a Best Picture, I think all the elements should be together, like a good script, a good the performances, music, editing, cinematography, all of the elements. And because of the script that I thought that was a little weak, that's why I'm having for me, wouldn't be here.
It's interesting. I did another show this morning, Meet the Movie Press, and we were talking about Roma. And Roma has become this year's awards poster child. Like it's just like, vote for Roma. It's like it's voting time. Like everyone's like, what movie should vote for? Roma. Should it be Best Picture? Roma. Like everything is about Roma. And I love what you just said. When you look at a Best Picture nomination or a nominee, you need to look at everything about that movie. Yes, you can take, Roma was very personal. It was it was beautifully shot. Yeah, it's great. But when you look at the story and how certain scenes just kind of like are there, and I know they're left there for art, the story's lacking. It's personal, and I'm glad, Alfonso could, he tells an incredible, tale that's personal to him. but there's going to be a really big disconnect with most people who watch this movie.
I can relate because I'm from, like everybody knows already, I'm from Brazil. So in our, not just Mexican families or Venezuelan families, I think all Latin families can relate to that. Not if you're raised, born and raised in your country, because everybody has a cloud there. Someone that helps the family, someone that helps to raise the kids. Everybody, I can relate to that. So I was good with that. But a person that cannot relate to that is, I don't know, you'll be disconnect. Someone is that person watching the movie is not gonna get that. Oh my God, they're gonna think that, oh, this is another story about a poor Mexican family, people that has a family that takes care of them, and it's not that. That part is not.
And I want to point out this another conversation that's very similar to this is, there's a movie called Shoplifters that, outside,
which I like it too. I love it too.
Which is only being put, and it's only being, vote for this only in foreign film.
Yeah.
And to me, when I look at, and it's very similar, in a lot of ways, it's a story that, maybe certain people can relate to, other people will not be able to as a poor, Asian family, they have to steal, there's these themes that are very important this year that are in a lot of these films, shining a very bright light. But I think we're doing the industry a very big misservice by taking something that we feel is important and timely. When you have a movie, and I'm just going to throw this out here, I know this is controversial at this point, but movies like Green Book and Black Klansman, where they show an important story, but it's done in an entertaining way, where that anyone who's watching the movie can fully appreciate and get what they're going for, where you don't have to feel like, hey, if I'm not white, I'm not going to get this. Hey, if I'm not Asian, I'm not going to get this. Or not Latino. It's a very tricky business that the film industry is in right now, because I think they're pushing out a lot of content nowadays, and I support it, and I want to see more females behind the camera and more female storytellers and more Latino stories and more Asian stories. I want all this, but what I think becomes an issue is when you make it the priority of being like Crazy Rich Asians. I'm just going to go on this tangent where everyone out here was very excited about Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, yeah, I was.
It was a huge deal. It's a huge deal. But when it opened in China, it bombed.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, this is what you think of us. So you need to find that balance of telling these important stories, but make them relatable. So that any audience can see them and like they can learn something about the culture, but they can feel like they're connected to the movie too. And I feel like as much as people may not want to say that about Green Book and Black Klansman, those two movies do such a great job of like showing a bigger picture and showing like, oh, this is bad. This is, this is good. Oh, these two people could come together even though they're from different, backgrounds. I mean, Black Klansman does such a great job of showing a white guy who has never really followed his Jewish background, someone who just viewed himself as a white guy, and he starts questioning, who he is and that background because of that. And the whole story of how, John David Washington, has to pretend to be a white guy in the movie. Like, it's really great stuff.
Yeah,
that is being there. I mean, even Sorry to Bother You. It's batshit crazy. It's a wild movie.
Yeah, didn't like
you
that.
didn't like that. But at least like that one again, like everyone that came together in that office setting, it was like a nice diverse thing without like having to be like, oh, look at us. So I don't know. Listen, Roma, in my opinion, is a beautifully shot film. It's important. I'm glad it exists. I'm behind it for best foreign film, best cinematography, but I think that's where it stops for me.
Yeah, and for me, and then I like the two actresses, Marina and the other one that Yalitza.
Yeah.
Aparicio. She, what's amazed me that he was able to get from her. She's not an actress. She was a regular girl from the town that he went to looking for to cast different people, and he got her. But she had something special that I don't know if it was another type of performance, another character, she would be able to do it. But I think she was good. That both and Marina who plays the mother, they are really good. I like them both, but the script for me was my huge problem.
Yeah, no, and I completely get it. And I mean, I think, like we were saying, you have to look at all the pieces together.
Yeah.
And if one of the pieces is kind of missing or weaker, you really need to take that out of the the category.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, I think that's the way that I voted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A movie that shocked me that has had so much success this award season, and it's not because I don't like it, because I do appreciate this movie and I think it's very bold and daring and different, is a movie called First Reformed. Did you not like it?
I have some problems with that.
Okay, go for it. I want to hear it. Go for it. Go.
I thought I watched it and then I couldn't see Ethan Hawke's performance, like how much people are talking about his performances, because I watched that afterwards. I didn't watch when went to theaters, and then I was like, everybody was talking about his performance. That's amazing. For me, I was like a regular performance. I don't know. I didn't see much. I don't know. And then I think was too crazy for my little mind. Some stuff like
it's a difficult movie. It's one of those movies that the word polarizing comes out a lot.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I think rewatch it a couple of times to get it.
It's one of those movies that's very polarizing. But what's fascinating about this film, I don't know if I talked about this last week, but First Reformed came out at Telluride not this past year, not this award season that we're in.
Oh, it was last
year. The year before.
Wow.
It got okay buzz. And then it went to Telluride where it kind of got okay buzz. And then it was quiet for a while. And then all of a sudden it resurfaced. And it's amazing that a movie this strange and bizarre and this polarizing somehow has made it through award season. And I mean, this movie's been
incredible.
Almost every major group has given this one. If it didn't win, it got a nomination. It's just it's fascinating to me.
Yeah. And how long is surviving?
It just shows the power of A24. I mean, A24, someone needs to write a book on A24, how they're able to market and get movies attention. I mean, Hereditary is not a horror movie for everyone, and yet that has been in the conversations in Sundance. Eighth Grade, I felt there was no talk about that movie at Sundance. And then it came out in June. I remember I did the junket for it. There was 5 of us doing the junket for it. And then now it's everywhere.
Everywhere was talking about, and it's a cute movie.
It's a great movie, but it's just weird. I mean, but A24 knows what they're doing. And then First Reform. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
All right. So for movies that you definitely feel should be here, which ones are ones where you say, yes, I completely agree that these should be here?
For example, in this list that we are looking at,
this is the Critics' Choice list, by the way.
I'm okay with Black Panther. I'm okay with Black Klansman. I'm okay with Green Book. I'm okay with A Star Is Born, Vice, and I think the favorite. I understand why it's here. It wasn't my favorite. Wasn't my favorite. I like, just for me, what bothers me was the end. The really end is I quite was a little disturbing for me. I don't know, but I didn't like it. And okay, I'm okay with No,
No,
it.
that's okay.
No, that's it.
Okay.
In this list, I think we are missing some
I know.
stuff here.
Yeah. So I would just say that I agree with pretty much. In fact, I'm going to say that I agree with every single movie that you said, and I'm going to say that I actually would not want any of the other movies in this category on this list. So I agree. So what do you think is missing?
Yeah, no, but it's not gonna go. I really enjoy A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
I really enjoy 8th Grade.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
what else we watched this year? There's so many movies.
I mean, there are so many movies. I mean, I'm very biased when I say this, but I mean, I think Hey You Give.
The Hate to Give.
Hey You Give should be on this list.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I would take off if I was doing a critical list right now. I mean, Black Panther, Black Klansman, The Favorite should be there. If there's the first, I'm just going off this Critics' Choice thing. First Man should be replaced with like The Hate You Give. Green Book, yet should be there. I'm even gonna. I guess I'll leave If Beale Street Can Talk because I realize that's there. But Mary Poppins Returns, that could be replaced with. I would put Bohemian Rhapsody in the Best Picture category before I would put Mary Poppins Returns.
Yeah, that's right.
I know that's
neither of them.
I know I would not either. But like, if we're gonna go controversial, I would put Bohemian Rhapsody there.
And Roma out.
Yeah, Roma I wouldn't put out. I mean, it's so funny that there's just so many movies. Like I would put Quiet Place. I would replace Mary Poppins with A Quiet Place. Eighth Grade I would put in there. I would take Roma out and put 8th Grade in
and
there.
And They Hate to Give.
And Hate to Give. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my what I thought too.
And what's interesting too is then when we go down to these best actresses and best actor conversation, best actor I think's been pretty spot on. I think everyone has been, you know, the people that have been in the talks for this, minus Ryan Gosling. I don't know why he's in this category, but you know, Christian Bale, amazing performance. Bradley Cooper, amazing performance. Rami Malek, Viggo Mortensen. I totally on board with this. You know, John Cho should be in this, in my opinion, for Best Actor. But, you know, I get it. It's a smaller film. It's also a genre film.
Yeah.
So, but actress is another one that's just a freaking cluster for me.
Lady Gaga, it's okay. We knew that she will be there.
I mean, looking at this, I mean, this is strange this year because Robert Redford was supposed to be this talk of the town for Best Actor for the Old Man and the Gun. Yeah. Completely ignored every single critic script. Yet somehow The Wife, which I feel like even less people have seen that movie, is there. And has been on multiple lists. That's weird. Emily Blunt in Mary Poppins Returns. Again, I love you, I love you, Emily Blunt. But Mary Poppins Returns, like it's not your finest hour. You've done so many better movies. Julia Roberts in Ben is Back. It's like the best performance she's given in like 5-10 years.
Yeah.
And she's
Julia Roberts and who else?
I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, it's just
Olivia.
Olivia's good.
It's good.
I mean, the whole thing that's going on with The Favorite, with the actresses category too, that's a whole nother conversation.
That's another conversation. It's another like 2-hour conversation.
Yeah, I don't want to talk. I mean, the girl who was in Beale Street, you're talking about someone who got snubbed. Kiki getting snubbed. She's completely snubbed. Put her there. Take out Glenn Close. Take out Melissa McCarthy. Charlize Theron, who's been kind of hit and miss on some of these lists. Someone who should be across the board nominated.
Yeah.
Just an incredible film that everyone's forgotten about. I just it's been strange. We've had this conversation today on the show. Do you feel like this year it's been very politically driven? These award nominations.
Yes, and then they try to tell us like which. I know that they do that every year, but they try. No, you need to do this. You need to vote for that. Very, very, very political.
Yeah, it's very political, and there's every time one of these lists come out, and I mean, God, there's like I never realized. I don't know if it's because we're part of a critics group now, but I've never realized how many critics groups there were until last year.
Tons of them.
Oh, it's like last week. Last week, I feel like there was like 4 or 5 a day that came out.
Yeah.
Las Vegas, Seattle, San Diego.
LA.
Oh my God, it was just like every one of these come out. It's just like, and it was just watching them. It was just like Roma, Star is Born.
It's pretty much the same.
It's same favorite. It's just like, it was like someone took a list, they copied it, they pasted it, and some of them were like, you know what? Let me put a weird one in here just to throw it out.
But do you think they have the same dynamic that we do? Because we have our first our first time. The first list that we do.
Oh, okay, the nomination list.
We send out the nominations.
Yeah.
And then with that, you do a filter. Not you, like the
group does a filter.
The group does a filter, and then we vote. But the first list, everybody puts anything, any movies, any actor. Do you think all the other groups have the same dynamic? They do like that? Or someone get it like, oh, okay, let's do best film, and then they just send the ballots, and then the people just vote it, and that's it.
I think what a lot of people don't do, and I mean, what I've done, and I'll disclose this on air, is that what I do is I did a survey this year of films that everyone that I thought were like talked about this year, and I think we sent out like a list of like about 80 titles. And then I did this. Did you see this movie? Did you not see this movie? And then on the bottom, I said, what's a movie that you would suggest? And some people in our group suggested like 4 or 5 things. And then when I did a tally up, I sent out a list of basically like 100, 110 films that if you wanted to, you can scroll through. Yeah. And it's not like I was saying, you need to vote for this. It was just a list that said, Black Panther, Roma, First Man, Quiet Place.
It's like a list of the movies that came out this year. And then you should pay attention to it.
And I think a lot of people are not doing that. And I think what I loved about our group, and I'm not just saying this, is that when I saw the nomination list come out, it felt like the most diverse list that has surfaced this award season. Yeah. And that's just, maybe that's the fact that we're so diverse as a group, that it's not just critics who are writing for the Hollywood Reporter, that it's actually people who have like their own sites and they're building up their own brands and they're doing stuff where it's a very diverse and different opinion. Like you and I both said on this show, like Beale Street's okay. A lot of people, we would be completely dismissed if we talked to a lot of the head people.
Yeah.
And I think our nominations and our voting has shown that. It's a very different list. And I think more people should embrace that. And what's interesting is I think our nomination list was more reflective of what people would see.
You think?
Yeah. Like where maybe. I felt like we were more relatable of a list to movies where I think people would have watched and looked over. When I see it's weird that I'm saying this year because obviously there's a lot of crowd pleasing movies on these lists, like Star is Born and Bohemian Rhapsody and Green Book. But what's also unique about our thing is that it's movies that people normally wouldn't consider, like Searching, for example, Hate You Give, Sorry to Bother You, just certain movies where you don't see them coming up all the time that were on our list, and they were there multiple times. It was so close on so many categories this year that at any point in time, like one single vote could have pushed a movie over the edge.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So maybe that's why our list is very diverse, which I love it.
Yeah. I'm really proud to have a list that's like this. I like I said to you, like it's nice that Crazy Rich Asians is on some of these others' lists. I mean, it was on ours, but there's just certain variety that I just feel like it's completely being overlooked this year from so many of these lists, and it's just a shame. So, All right, that is it for this week's show. Share your thoughts in the comment box. Let us know what movies do you think are being snubbed this year. Which movies do you think are overrated, underrated? Share. Let us know. Jana, once again, where can they find you?
Yes, on Twitter and Instagram at Jana on Camera, and my blog janaoncamera.com. My YouTube channel is the same. And if nobody knows, I write for a publication, a Brazilian publication here in the US.
Very nice. I am Scott Menzel. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @theotherscottm. And then you can go to weliveentertainment.com to see my written reviews and interviews. I'll be posting a few interviews this weekend for Mortal Engines, a movie that I keep calling Mortal Instruments. So I don't know why I keep calling it that, but thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week. We'll probably be doing best of the year list, our own personal picks for next week. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and see you next year. Bye.
Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Spitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Whitworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the owners or principals.